What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So another week in the books. It's week number 246 in my weekly rotation, and I don't have a ton of fragrances this week. It's only 8 specifically. 7 daytime fragrances and 1 that I wore every evening and was doing test sprays during the week, which we'll discuss because it's upcoming. We have an upcoming release coming, but some fresh stuff this week. Pretty much across the board was all freshies for more than half the week. I was in home Louisiana, my hometown, my annual visit at the end of August, where it's mostly to hang with friends because we do our fantasy drafts. We switched to an auction style draft for our redraft league this year. Dynasty League, we draft right after the actual NFL draft. That's been done for months. But anyways, not all of you care about fantasy football, but some of you do. But anyways, that's what this past week was about. So I wanted fresh, easygoing, nothing complicated, high compliment factor, really good performance for the most part. Just some really damn good fresh fragrances this week. Like I said, week 246. Stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday, I've been rocking this one a handful of times since I got it, maybe a little more than a handful of times. It is Mugler Cologne come together. Gotta love Mugler Cologne. You can't go wrong. One of the best fresh, clean, soapy fragrances ever made. Smells identical to the original. I do have the original Terry Mugler Cologne. The top note's a little spoiled, but after 2 or 3 minutes, it dries into the same as this. Fresh green petitgrain, soapy neroli, clean musk, just dapper and fresh. Irish spring bar of soap, as people like to say. And yeah, it's super clean. It smells great. It really does. I'm so glad I picked this bottle up. Just recently, finally got my hands on a bottle of Creed Original Vetiver, which I'll be unboxing in a live stream later today. That Costco had this crazy sale on Creed, so I bought Viking Cologne and Original Vetiver. I was like, $309.21 after taxes shipped to me for 200 mLs of Creed fragrances. Kind of hard to beat. So knock some fragrances off the bucket list. But if you don't want to spend Creed Original Vetiver money, this gets you really, really close. It's almost the exact same fragrance. A little bit different as far as Vetiver on the dry down, but aside from that, it's phenomenal during the day. Mugler Cologne come together. And as far as what I wore literally every night and what I've been testing, can't show you the label for you know, the code name for it and all this stuff. Just know that this was the final production batch from a lab's test of Zaharoff's signature Seraphim Blue. As you can see, I'm to the bottom of this 15 ml lab sample. I've really, the last 2 weeks or so, been spending a lot of time with it because we got a full review coming here in maybe a few days, maybe more than a few days. Make sure you subscribe and have all notifications turned on so you know when that review video drops, because there's a pre-sale that's not going to be a long pre-sale for those of you that like to get in on the Zaharoff pre-sales when they drop. The only thing I can tell you so far, because you know, we're going to wait for the full review, is it's very much a bright, sweet pepper aquatic. Is the way it's based around a beautiful pink pepper, which still has the core DNA that Seraphim Blue has of the eucalyptus mintiness and the marine notes and red seaweed, that aquatic, that sea breeze, minty fresh sea breeze. Core DNA is still there with some key notes and nuances that are totally different. So not redundant to Seraphim Blue, actually goes with Seraphim Blue, which again, check the full review coming within the next, I would say, week, to leave it a little vague. It's any time between now and the next week. So make sure you got notifications turned on. But every evening, random test sprays during the day, all week long. Signature Seraphim Red. Moving into Monday, I think this is one of the better everyday wears if you want something a little on the sweet side, but not over the top sweet, because there's some spice, there's some freshness, clean musk, even a little bit of an aquatic tone. It's Le Male Lover from Jean-Paul Gaultier. I'm quite a fan. Unfortunately, it was a limited edition release, so it's not easy to find. I'm happy I got a bottle. I don't know where it's in stock or where you can find it, though, but if you can come across it, you know, I have a full review on it. I featured it recently in a great everyday fragrance video to separate the men from the boys. Wearing this is actually what sparked the video idea in the first place. Really good performance. I think it's just a great everyday wear. Really is. If you're a fan of the, you know, the modern sweet designers, You want something that's more everyday appropriate, really good performance. Doesn't smell identical to anything else. It's really good stuff. During the day, Le Male Lover. Now moving into Tuesday, I just picked this up. It was like 95 bucks from Fragrance Buy. One of the fresher profiles from the brand Gritti, which I have Mango Oud and Supernova, which are mind-blowingly good. So I was like, yes, let me get that at a massively discounted rate because it had a lot of fresh notes, greens and stuff like that. And we're talking about Rebellion from Gritti. And when I smelled it, it's like a more green-dominant L'Arôme Sport Eau Extrême. Very much reminds me of Chanel L'Arôme Sport Eau Extrême, but much greener. Like there's more green elements here that intensifies it. It's very much that with a twist, but undeniably that, if that makes sense. Like very redundant to have a L'Arôme Sport Eau Extrême with this and vice versa, but damn is that good. The lemon comes across as juicy yet a little creamy. It's minty fresh, piney green, cypress. There's a touch of earthiness, clean musk. Hints, you know, not overdone sweetness, but a little bit of the vanilla sweetness going on here. Performs really good. This is damn good. This was damn. I'm so glad I picked this up, and it's actually cheaper to grab this for 95 bucks than Chanel L'Arôme Sport Eau Extrême, and this is higher quality. This is a straight up niche fragrance. Retails like either $250 or $300. I forgot, but yeah, they're very pricey niche fragrances, and to see that it discounted for 95 bucks, I was like, I'm absolutely taking a shot on this one. It seems like a, you know, very safe blind buy. Turns out very, very safe blind buy. So glad I grabbed this. I can't encourage you enough. If you don't have Chanel L'Arôme Sport Eau Extrême and you want, honest to God, a higher quality twist on it, a little greener, higher quality, and cost less for 100 ml, check out Gritti Rebellion. Moving into Wednesday was travel day to Louisiana. I wanted performance. I wanted fresh. I wanted something enjoyable. Absolutely enjoyable. When I saw my mother and my grandmother that night, they both made sure to let me know that evening how great I smelled, and I was every bit of 7 hours into wearing this at this point. Gisada Ambassador, metallic fresh shower gel, fruity tropical type of fragrance. Man, I love this stuff. I love this stuff. So good. Walks the path of Sauvage. If you like fragrances like Sauvage EDT, there's a really good chance you'll like this. I think it's superior personally because of the tropical fruity tones of this one. I'll put the cap back on, I'm about to sniff it. It's so good. It's so good. It really is. And you can get this one really cheap. What I consider cheap, like high $50 price range, $57-ish, $59 or something for a 50 ml. I think it's a great price point for this fragrance. Performs great, smells great, high compliment factor, highly versatile, familiar DNA, but still has its own thing going. I don't know what's not to like. Gisada Ambassador. Moving into Thursday, it was the first full day. Had a lot of running around to do. I wanted some performance. It's kind of become a ritual in some ways to bring this with me for this trip every year. It's kind of the main time I wear it. Acqua de Jo Absolu, the unfortunately discontinued beauty in this Acqua de Jo line. Fruity notes, nice earthy patchouli, has this clean musky aquatic seawater type of smell. It's so good. It's Acqua de Jo Profumo meets Invictus Aqua if you were to take the incense away. And really the rosemary from Profumo, because I don't really get that green cooking spice, fresh spicy smell. But I still get the patchouli, lavender, and marine notes, and then you add fruity notes on top of that. Great performer. God, this is such a good fragrance. It really is. So, so good. I can't encourage you enough. If you can find this for a good price, this is one of the best fragrances they came out with. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of them in the line. They're all good. But this is a lot of people's favorite, and I totally get why. It's a damn good fragrance. Again, high compliment factor, great performance, smells really good. What's not to like? Acqua de Jo Absolu. Moving into Friday, Old Reliable. We talked about its newest brother that's coming out, but I went with Signature Seraphim Blue. This is Old Reliable in my collection. Just a heads up, I will mention it in the review video because I know people are going to ask, do you like red better than blue? No. George does. George told me the other day, he's like, Ross, red is better than blue. Like we had a little bit of an argument, but it's opinions. You know what I mean? Because this is very much my taste. And it's mainly due to the iris here. No secret, huge iris fan. So you get minty wintergreen fresh. Now, you have a little bit of creaminess from some coconut. Some people get more coconut than I do. I just get a little bit of creaminess from it. Some crisp tones, like this brightness from the apple in the top. And then you get a soft musk. It's a breezy, sea breeze aquatic type of fragrance with that nice powdery iris that's not the star of the show, but still kind of a focal point in this formula. I'm a fan of this. I just love this fragrance. This is one of the only 2 10 out of 10s I've ever given. And I normally don't rate Giorgio. This is the only time I've rated one of Giorgio's fragrances since, like, 5 years ago when his second and third fragrance came out. Because it's, there's bias. He's my best friend. So natural bias there. So take what I say with a grain of salt. But this is genuinely my favorite fragrance released this year. My most worn fragrance this year, my favorite fragrance in my collection. It's a shoot for you wrestling fans, And I'm not feeding you a line of shit. I love this damn fragrance. I wear it all the time. I brought it with me because I knew I was going to wear it at some point. Sample. Absolutely sample. He's going to be restocked. I believe it's been restocked, so there's more bottles available. It's not a limited run, so sample it. If you like it, grab it. If you don't like it, pass on it. But you won't know if you don't sample. But I'm a fan. On Friday, Signature Seraphim Blue. Finally, on Saturday, it was draft day, and I wanted some performance, wanted some quality, because, of course, in my friend group, I'm the Cologne guy. So I can't just come with anything too basic. It's expected. They've literally made the comment in the past, I can never come around and not smell great. It's kind of a running joke, because, I do fragrance reviews on the internet, right? I better smell good. And I damn sure did. With Fragrance du Bois London Spice. Speaking of minty aquatics, this is a spicy mint aquatic. And it has that cooling effect at first spray. Like the first few minutes, I actually feel a cooling effect on my skin. This is crazy expensive. The brand did send this to me a while back. I wouldn't encourage blind buying it. It's wildly expensive. Sample first, though. It's damn good if you've got the money to spend. Fragrance du Bois, from what I understand, has a bunch of other really good offerings. I haven't tried really anything beyond this from the brand that I can recall. Oh, this is so good, though. Spicy mint leaf and aquatic. It's kind of that simple. A little bit of woods, dry woods, but so easy to like. Great sillage. The quality smells fantastic. Definitely high-end luxury here when it comes to a fresh aquatic fragrance. It's stellar. I don't know what caused me to bring it, but I'm glad I did. Because it's damn good. I really love the way this one smells. Again, I would encourage you sampling it. I would not encourage you blind buying it because it's quite pricey. But it does smell pricey. I gotta say, the quality here does smell upper tier. Like, they definitely use some really good ingredients. I'm not saying it's all naturals because I'm confident that it's not. Most fragrances are not. But even with the synthetics they use, they do smell like they're well-sourced and, not cheapo oils, to say the very least. So if you get an opportunity to try this one, if you're looking for a spicy mint aquatic, if that sounds good, because it damn sure is, check out Fragrance du Bois London Spice. Well, that was this week's rotation. And until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What'd you guys wear this week? It was loaded with freshies this week for me. Literally, the closest thing to not being just straight up freshie was Le Male Lover, and even then, it actually has quite a bit of freshness considering it's based around white pepper, vanilla, and I believe ambergris are the only 3 listed notes, but this particular ambergris and whatever notes they're not listing. There's a bright airiness to this, kind of a watery facet that adds some freshness. It's the closest thing to not being a freshie in this video, and it's still pretty fresh. So fresh is going to be somewhere in this title, obviously. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on all notifications so you don't miss any videos in the future. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.